So basically today we are going to release a statement pertaining the issue of little Benja that was allegedly raped at the Liberian Embassy in Nigeria. So I will tailor this entire portion to our cover there, that we will be able to give us some things about it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, please just stand up.
Okay, once again we say welcome. We the young people of Liberia, we refuse to keep silent on issues that matter. So we turn over to our lead campaigner in person of status, Big Bakala, to read our press statement. Thank you also.
So, members of the press, international organizations, women groups, and social justice movements here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It can be recalled that on December 6, 2021, Nad Beji, Minister Counselor for Press and Public Affairs at the Liberian Embassy in Nigeria, reported in several media outlets that his biological child was raped in September of 2020 to April of 2021 at the premises of the Liberian Embassy in Abuja, Nigeria. His report clearly states that Ambassador Al-Hassan Content was deliberating to report for over a month to the Foreign Affairs Ministry here in Liberia so that this 7-year-old man could have access to justice and good health care. However, we have established all facts leading to this rape incident, in which we now conclude to consider that the Liberian government, precisely the Ministries of Justice and Foreign Affairs, respectively, have conspired against this child for avoiding a potential investigation, since this multiple sexual abuse occurred against this innocent child from September of 2020 to April of 2021. We have been in direct engagement with the government of Nigeria and the survivors' parents to dig deeper into this matter. And fortunately, we have established that a medical report from the Federal Republic of Nigeria proves that Mr. Beji's daughter was not only raped once, not twice, but multiple times in the anus and vagina, and she is now faced with major internal pains and damaging health situation. We also monitor Mr. Beji during his appearance on the Spoon Talk last week, in which he disclosed that the ambassador had previously covered up another sexual molestation on the same diplomatic premises prior to his little child's unfortunate situation. This makes him an ambassador who specializes in covering up rape. We also therefore want to use this medium to warn the government of President George Weah to abandon the evil plan it is contemplating to have Ambassador Al-Hassan Content appointed as our country's ambassador to the United Nations in New York. We monitor the Spoon Talks edition of December 15, 2021 last night, in which the panelists made this startling revelation that the CDC-led administration was or is considering sending Ambassador Content to replace Ambassador and Minister D. Maswa Kemea at the UN. We need not remind anyone of the unresolved sexual scandal at our UN mission, that we again want to send yet another ambassador who has become a serious cover-up-in-chief of sexual abuse. Members of the press, we are also aware that Liberia has recorded over 600 sexual and gender-based violence cases in 2021, according to the Ministry of Justice. This little child who was sexually abused case is an acknowledged fact that the government's recent report is unrealistic, biased, and seeks to undermine the realities of our visible fight against sexual and gender-based violence cases in Liberia. And it is pretentious on the part of the government to act as though they are combating this malice of sexual and gender-based violence across Liberia. It is sad that the government of Liberia, who pushes private organizations and public to have safeguard policy and to respect the children law of Liberia, has now violated the relevance and the entirety of the children law of Liberia, most importantly Article 3 Section 21.1, which states that every child shall have the right to be protected from sexual abuse and exploitation, including prostitution and pornography. Ambassador Conte has intentionally and knowingly obstructed this provision of the children law by not protecting this child from being sexually abused at his embassy in Abuja, Nigeria. Ambassador Conte's presence at the Liberian Embassy in Abuja, Nigeria threatens the readiness as a nation to fight the scourge of sexual and gender-based violence. Given the threat Ambassador Conte has posed on the well-being of this child and our women and sisters who currently live and work in Nigeria and around Liberia, we call on you to not do business with Liberian Embassy in Nigeria until an independent investigation is made to prosecute the perpetrator and provide for the survivor medical report and support. We also call on the President to immediately dismiss Ambassador Conte from his position as ambassador of Liberia to Nigeria for compromising the rape case of this little child, even when medical record proves that this child was raped by the Nigerian government in Abuja. The Ministry of Gender should with immediate effect provide to the public its investigative report surrounding this little child who was raped in Nigeria and now faces internal pains. The burden of this investigation should be directed to the Ministry of Gender, as it is their responsibility to protect women, children, and boys from sexual exploitation within our state. We also recommend that a feminist-in-chief launch a special investigative committee comprising of civil society actors, public officials, to investigate the Liberian Embassy in Nigeria on possible and multiple sexual violence cases that may involve several parties. However, we want to make this clear to the public that if the feminist-in-chief President George Manawia does not intervene into this rape matter that involves a 7-year-old child within 48 hours, we will gather thousands of religious leaders, young people, entrepreneurs, innovators to take on the street of Liberia and to demand justice for several women and children who have been sexually abused, most precisely this little girl, a 7-year-old child who was sexually abused at the Liberian Embassy in Abuja, Nigeria. Members of the press, thank you.
Basically, we would like to have at least 3 questions from the media, and we take this day as at the final moment now.
Yes.
My name is Sherman from KMTV. My question is, we listened to the diplomat who said his concern basically is for help, because according to him, the issue is being in the court, in the judicial system. Why are you also indicting the Ministry of Justice when you have this?
So we're indicting the ambassador Al-Hassan Conte as being a potential person who has compromised this case, because this case of this 7-year-old child who was sexually abused at his premise of the Liberian Embassy in Nigeria has been compromised, and he did not report this case to the Ministry of Justice until Nat Baji, the father of this child, had come out in October of 2021 to have reported this case to the Ministry of Justice. So we feel he has compromised, the child access to justice and well-being as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.